Hey, do it now. Yeah, hey. Once I was a boogie singer, playing in a rock and roll band. I never had no problems running down the one night stand. And everything around me got to stop the feeling so low. And I decided quickly, yes I did, to just go down and check out the show. Yeah, they were dancing and singing and moving to the groove, and just when it hit me, somebody turned around and shouted, "Play that funky music, white boy. Play that funky music right. Play that funky music, white boy. Lay down that boogie and play that funky music till you die. Till you die? Yeah, yeah. How are y'all doing? I'm out here on my bench. A big group of kids just came by here. They were all staring at me like, what in the heck is he doing out here like this? Oh, whoa. Well, it's story time again. Hot child in the city, running wild and looking pretty. Anyways, what story can I tell you all right now? Story time, story time, story time. Whew. Okay, so when I was about 12 or 13, me and my next door neighbor, we dressed up as Paul Stanley and Ace Frehley, and we did concerts. And we invited the neighbors, and they all came and watched us do this. There wasn't four of us like Kiss, but, you know, I was Paul Stanley and he was Ace Frehley, and we just made these wooden guitars, and we had like fishing line on the strings, and we just had a jam session, I guess, and I sang and he played guitar and I played guitar too. My tongue wasn't long enough to be Gene Simmons, so I didn't go with that one. But in any case, we made, I don't know, probably $30, but that wasn't bad for that, you know, particular time. I think it was 1979. 78, 79, somewhere in there. Anyways, we did it a couple of times. The neighbors across the street when we first moved in were different neighbors. We had three sets of neighbors over there. The Singers, the Streakers, and then the Killers. But all in all, it was a pretty fun neighborhood while we grew up, but doing that jam session was pretty fun. We charged like $2, I think, per person. You know, we had like 15 people show up, and we sold popcorn and some other stuff also. I guess if we had shirts or something like that, it would have been even better. Of course, I would have kept something like that, but, you know, it is what it is. Okay, one time I was at the beach, and there was a group of us from my school, and this one girl, she was with another group of kids that were also from our school, and they had some jetties at the New Smyrna beach. You know, Daytona was the place to go, but for the locals, New Smyrna, it's a lot cleaner and stuff like that. It's just below Daytona, excuse me. And they had one set of jetties that, you could climb on the rocks out to a certain part. But then there was some that you had to swim out to that were like, I don't know, probably 100 yards away. You had to swim out to those and then get on those jetties. Well, we were swimming, and the one girl, she started screaming in the water, and we didn't know why. And we seen a fin in the water, and she got her leg bit off by a hammerhead shark. And that was a pretty drastic scene. Me and a couple of the other guys ran out and got her, even though the shark was right there in the area. I guess he was busy with her leg or whatever, and we pulled her back into shore. The lifeguards were all there. The cops were there. They had their guns out just in case the shark came back or whatever. I didn't even bother with the shark. Sharks didn't bother me back then. The thing that bothered me was the alligators, and I got a story for that one too. I don't know that I told this story, but I'll tell that story some other time. I'll save it for another time. But so that happened, and well, there was one time I was with 3 other cars, and we were driving to the beach that time, and this girl and, 2 of the girls that were in my French class, they were in a Camaro, and there was another Camaro, and I had my car. I had a Ford Maverick. It had a 302 Boss engine in it, though. I mean, it was pretty fast. And we went to the beach, and we were all passing each other on the road. And usually there's not too many cars that go by that particular road. So we were like passing each other. Well, this girl, Yvette, she was driving one of the Camaros, and she pulled out to pass the other Camaro that was in front of me, and a motorcycle was coming the opposite way, and she hit the guy going about 100 miles an hour, and the guy flew like 200 yards, and he was decapitated right then. And it was a sad sight, and Yvette had multiple wounds on her, and the other girl was in a body cast for her name was Kathy. She was in a body cast for maybe 2-3 months, I guess. She even came to school like that. She was in a wheelchair, and Yvette ended up getting her license revoked, I think. I mean, they were real bad about taking your license away if you did anything wrong. I don't know if she ever got her license back or what, but I know it got revoked at that time. She got vehicular manslaughter for that. Anyways, I could go on and on with the stories that I have, multiple different types of stories. Some of them are bad and some of them are not so bad, but hopefully I can tell you all that's happened in my life. I've seen ups and downs and rounds. One of my favorite songs when I was growing up was Rat, Round and Round, because I did a lot of rounds, and I was on a constant roller coaster ride from the time that I hit high school, I guess. But that was a lesson well learned, because I didn't ever pass again going to the beach. But really I didn't have to, because I wasn't riding around with anybody. I was just by myself, so I just flew down the road, and never came across anybody in front of me, so I never had to pass anybody ever again either. I did, however, skip school for like 3 months, and my guidance counselor called my parents and said, "Is he planning to come back to school or what?" And they just didn't know. I mean, I really had left the school, basically. I didn't think that I would get any more credits during that time, and so that's when my parents decided to let me go ahead and quit school, and then I went and got my GED, like I said, at South Seminole Community College. And so that's what happened there. But my dad, when I walked in, my mom and dad were sitting in the living room, which was kind of abnormal for them, and my dad reached his hand out and said, "Give me the keys to your car." And I was like, "For what?" And I gave him the keys, and he said, "You're not going to be able to drive for a month." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "We're taking your car away because you've been skipping school." So I got my car taken away for a month, which, I mean, that wasn't so bad. I ended up driving their car. They had a AMC, whatever it was, Diplomat, I think it was. And I ended up taking their car to work because I had my car taken away, and my work was too far away for me to walk there. And they didn't want me walking in the nighttime like that all the way there and all the way home. So I did that, but yeah, it was a very topsy-turvy type teenage years, I guess. I did things as a teenager that I wasn't so proud of, and it didn't get much better in my early 20s, but as I got older, I started, settling down again and doing what I was supposed to do. But that was one instance that happened while I was supposed to be at school. Oh, also one time, we went to Mike's sister's house, Mike and Heath. We were like the Three Musketeers together. And we went to his sister's house, and one of them had some other older guy, one of their friends or something. He was over to the house, and I got the guy to call in for me, excusing me from school. And he was in the middle of calling them, and they were talking to him, and then he started laughing. So I knew that was messed up. And there's just all kinds of stories, but we were playing quarters over there, and I got so drunk I fell asleep on his sister's bed, and somebody peed on me. I woke up in a puddle of pee on his sister's waterbed, and it wasn't a good situation there either. And I think I threw up in her toilet. I can remember a little bit of that. But I wasn't a heavy drinker or nothing like that, but I did do a few of those days that I had where I drank and did quarters and stuff like that. It's all kind of stuff that you will do when you're a teenager or whatever. I never really got into drinking or doing any kind of drugs or anything, but, during my younger years, I experimented with several things, and, that happens, I guess. But anyways, love you all. Love you all so much. Love yourself. Love God. By all means, love each other. Love, peace, and soul. See you later.